Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be talking about all of my cassettes. This video is going to be long. I'm going to start out with all of the cassettes I've been given since the last video, and it's technically only been two. But I think I was only given one in the last video, so I guess it's technically an improvement. The first one is Speaking in Tongues by Talking Heads. Now, if you remember, this is one of my favorite albums. I made a whole video about this. Then again, for a cassette cover, it is a little weird since the album cover is like this, and they couldn't really... They didn't stretch it out. Which, I mean, good on them. It would have made the album cover look like shit. This is what the cassette looks like. It's just super generic, super bland. And here's the J card. It's pretty small for a David Byrne production. If you remember last time, the longest J card I have is from a David Byrne record. But that does not take away from the quality of this record. This record is one of my favorites. The other cassette I was given was Daydream Nation. Now, you might have wondered why I brought up two of these, and it's because I did buy one of them, and the way that I know it is because there's a little scratch on this one, and this one doesn't have a scratch. Both of them are the exact same, but this one was gifted to me by Claire. This one I bought at the cave, I think. Look at this super sleek black cassette. It's super nice. I really like the font on this one. Obviously, it's a Sonic Youth record, so if you don't like it, you won't like it, but I love Sonic Youth. The J card, they also went pretty all out with an alternate version of this, and on this side they have like a whole picture of the band with the track list on the bottom. I love this record, man. I don't even mind that I have two of them. Maybe when I hit like 1,000 subscribers, I'll give away the Eden version with the scratch on it. Next, we're gonna go to a prime example of what good cassette design looks like. J Dilla's Donuts. Look at how nice this one looks. Come on. On the cassette itself, it says go and stop. Oh my god, that's so cool. And on this side it just says 31 tracks, 44 minutes, produced by J Dilla, Stone's Throw Records. I don't even mind that this one doesn't really have a big J card or anything. It just has a picture of J Dilla. There's nothing on the inside, but it works in its favor for being super minimalist. Really great design. Also, just one of the greatest beat tapes ever. I think everyone knows how good this album is, but if you've never listened to it, it's really not that long. Come on, man. It's fucking J Dilla. I'll go with the other, I guess, hip-hop release, even though I guess J Dilla, though he was a hip-hop producer, that was a beat tape. This is a real hip-hop record. It's Denzel Curry's Melt Your Eyes, See Your Future. I felt like I waited 6 months for this record. Like, it took forever to ship this record, but look at how cool it looks. I love this little side design. This isn't on the original. Back cover's nice. It's an orange cassette, so like, come on, man. I love orange cassettes. I love green and orange cassettes. Those are my favorite. It is a little hard to read the writing on the inside. There's no lyrics, but it is like a production sheet. And yeah, fucking sick-ass record, sick-ass cassette. We're gonna go to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. I got this for $7, and the cassette is broken. Not the cassette itself, but this little holder for it is broken. As you can expect with like a big band like this, they didn't really put a lot into the cassette, but they put a lot into the J card, which kind of makes up for it. I believe this is probably on the inside of the LP, like the actual vinyl itself. These are all on the vinyl, but this is cool to see. It's cool that they put so much effort into the cassette. Obviously, I'm not going to review the record. Everyone knows this fucking album. Form your own opinion on it. My opinion doesn't matter about this record. Anyways, next. Mochadoma. I think that's how you say this band's name. If it's not, I'm just going to keep calling them Mochadoma. You've seen this Doomer album cover. I know every single one of you sick degenerates know about this. Okay, you guys all know about this. God, do you know about this? Do you know about this blue cassette? Ooh, that's a nice blue for this cassette. That is a nice blue. J card to be expected. Not really all that much going on. It's one of the smaller J cards I have. But it is very nice, very sleek, very minimalist. I'm usually a snob for J cards, but it's a good record, so I give it a pass. Next is Goo by Sonic Youth. You might notice a trend. I really like Sonic Youth. Then again, I don't have the cassette in this because it's in one of my cassette players. I have like 6 of them, so I will find it eventually. But if I remember correctly, it was just kind of like a regular ass cassette. What's more important to me is this J card. This J card is very nice indeed, like an extended version of the album cover. I like that. And then on the inside, look at that, look at that, look at that. Track list on this side, production credits on this side. This is just like a great J card. I love the way the Sonic Youth makes their cassette. And just a little spoiler for the CD part of this video. I do own Dirty by Sonic Youth on CD. This is the deluxe version. Next, this is kind of an unknown release. It's called Party Mind by Meet Cute. They're a local Sacramento band, a nice pink box to it. Cassette is really nice. As I stated earlier, green is one of my favorite cassette colors. Now, it doesn't have like a side A or a side B written on it, but I believe that this is the side A and this is the side B. J-card's pretty small. It's just one piece of paper, but some cool info inside of it. Recorded and mixed by Steve Albini. Can you believe that shit? If you guys don't know who Steve Albini is, I don't even know what you're wearing on your head then. Alright, next we have this Silver Juice record. It's called Early Times, 1990 to 1991. This record, I'm actually not a huge fan of. I picked it up at my local record store. I was expecting to really like it. It was a nice red cassette, actually. A really nice red cassette. J-card is actually pretty nice. It has a lot of like stuff in it. A lot of like alternate art. I really do like this track list up here. I don't know if you can see that, but it writes it all out. I really like that. Not my favorite record from them, but hey man, it's all about the design. This one I picked up, it's a Bikini Kill Yeah Yeah Yeah. This one just has like a nice black cassette to it. Nothing too special, just a nice cassette. But what's really cool is the J-card. Look how big this sucker is. This sucker is huge. It's got all the lyrics in here. Front side and back side. That bitch full. And I picked this up for relatively cheap, I think. I went to a different record store to pick this one up, and I just saw it. I was like, I gotta get it, man. So if you saw the first cassette video, you may have known that I did get this one. I was trying to describe you to somebody by Wednesday. One of my favorite records, but I also decided to get their follow-up, Twin Plagues, which, in my opinion, might be even better. The production on this one is so much better. I made a whole fucking video about them. You can watch it here. Look at this oh, hold on. Let me zoom in on this. Ooh. What was I saying about green? What was I saying? So nice. They put so much effort into their cassette. Nice J-card too. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's very concise, and I like that about it. And then when I saw Wednesday live, I was gonna buy their newest record at the time, which was a covers record called Mowing the Leaves Instead of Piling Them Up. They didn't have this at the time, but I did go online and I bought it. I take this one on the train all the time. I don't know what it is about me and train rides in this album, but I love it. I like that the track list is written on it, and the sides are really nice. Pretty small J-card on this one too, but really lovely picture of the band and then the album cover. But yeah, I believe up until this point, I do own all 3 Wednesday cassettes. I just love this band too much, man. Porch Jumper of Love. This needs no introduction. If you're depressed, you know this album. I like how it's clear. I love when you can actually see the tape in the tape machine, or the cassette. What am I talking about? Again, like Wednesday, super small J-card. As for the name, you know, J-card. If you've never written this, or if you've never like read this in its entirety, come on, man. Alright, we're moving on to the part of the video where we have kind of the shittier cassettes. I bought this at the Cave for $1. I bought this at the Cave for $1. It's Smashing Pumpkins. I genuinely, editing me will have to find this on Discogs or something, because like I've never seen this before. It says The Smashing Pumpkins 0. Obviously they have a song called 0, and it's the first song on here. But then there's a song called God, Mouth of Babes, Tribute to Johnny, Marquise and Spades, Pennies. And then the last one is called, and it's like 20 fucking minutes long. It's like crazy. I don't know who made this, or if it's an official release, or anything like that. There's no J-card, it's just the cassette in this little sleeve. Beat up as hell. I can imagine that this was in some buddy's like dorm room being played all the time because it sounds like garbage. Not the songs, but like the actual like recording quality. And then also from the Cave, I did get Tin Machine. I heard about Tin Machine through Mike the Snare's video about David Bowie. And knowing that David Bowie was in like a metal-ish, like more hardcore band, or not a hardcore band, but like, you know what I mean. Apparently he says the f word in this, so I don't know, man. It might be just worth listening to it if you want to hear David Bowie say the f word. But this J-card is fucking huge. Like, this J-card is huge. She's a big-ass boy. The rest of the cassettes I'm going to be talking about are, like, things that I've either heard in small amounts or I haven't listened to the entire cassette yet. That is all of these ones. I'll go over the one that I've heard of first, because this one's actually kind of interesting. It's called Reagan's Memory. And it looks like this. This is like one of the coolest looking cassettes I've ever seen. The cassette itself is also really cool. Like, how do you even come up with this shit? The J-card inside of it is just a whole bunch of different, like, I guess disconnected words and poems. This is the full art on the back. And then on the cassette itself, it actually has like little, I don't know if you can see that, little sparklies on it. And then on the all the way back, there's this piece of tape, and you can't really read it, but it says Reagan's Memory, and this is reagansmemory.com. So what I'm assuming this is like some sort of art project, because the link is dead. Like, I tried looking up the website, I've listened to this whole album, it's very like musique concrète and very experimental, lots of noise and experimental sounds going on. I would not recommend people listen to this record, but it's a cool record to just like put on and imagine how they made it. It might also be a concept record, I'm not entirely sure. There's genuinely zero information on the internet about this album. You can try looking it up. I promise you there's nothing on the internet about this album. Eddie Brickell and the New Bohemians. Apparently this was big in the 90s. This came out in 1991. It sold like 500,000 copies, but I had never heard of it until I found it in a box somewhere. It looks like professional, I guess. Like, you can say that it's a professionally made J-card. All the lyrics are in here, but it's just sort of not really my style. I'm not really huge into early alternative rock from the 90s when it was still sort of figuring out its sound. Now, the next record I'm going to talk about is really weird. This one's by a band called Hooded. And it looks like this. And you might notice there is like no case on it. It's just like the tiniest J card. Genuinely, like the tiniest thing, like there's barely even a J. It's just so small. And then the actual cassette itself. The case that it came in is this. I've never seen a cassette case like this, where you just slide it in, I guess this way. This is so weird. It like snaps on and everything. Like, I've never seen a cassette like this. I haven't heard this cassette yet, so I don't know if it's anything to write home about. It's called Family Matters. If anyone can find any info on this album and leave it in the description, you're my hero, I guess. I'm just gonna brush over the next two super quick. These are the next two. I haven't heard these yet, but they're just regular ass cassettes. This one's kind of cool because it's a yellow cassette, but besides that, they're not really all that interesting. Next, I picked up two noise records because I love listening to noise music to rot my brain. This one's called Faux Noise Volume 2, and this one's called Ride Smooth EP. This one I picked up all the way in Santa Cruz, and then this one I picked up at the Cave. Both pretty interesting. They were both pretty cheap. This one was like $8, this one was like $5. I like picking up obscure shit just so I can listen to it, form my brain cells around it. But yeah, that's all my cassettes for now. I might make a video in a year from now talking about my 300 more cassettes I've bought.